find me a hat place where I could. There we go. TubeUbe is alive.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ain't You a Peach? And of course, I have Lep with me.
I still think
Um,
you ought to call it "Ain't You a Peach in the Pit."
that just sounds so mean.
It's so apropos. I mean, it fits. Really, look at it. You got me on here.
Oh, whatever. I think
Hello,
it
my dear.
sounds
How are you today? How has your week been?
long and hard.
See what we found.
How about your week?
Fantastic. It really has been. I went out and played in the front yard. We've had like 60-degree weather, although last night it was back cold, freezing, nipply cold, like a Wells digger button, 3 foot of cold water, back into the 30s. But yeah, we were in the 60s the other day. I went out and cleaned up my front yard, picked up, I have a magnolia tree. And if
I have
anybody
one too.
has a magnolia tree, it drops those little seed pods. Well, they remind me of the old pineapple grenades from World War II. So that's what I affectionately call them is grenades. So I'll go out and clean up the grenades out of the front yard.
Have you
But
ever
if you,
noticed the powder that comes out of them?
oh yeah, yeah. Now be careful with the leaves. If you burn the leaves in fire, if you have a burn pile and you throw the green leaves in there, you're not supposed to breathe the smoke. It's supposed to be toxic from what I heard. What I heard, I don't know if that's fact or not, but those little seed pods, ooh, save those up. If you have a little bonfire, them things are hot. I bet you could throw enough in there, you could melt. I know you could melt beer cans easy. I mean, it
Really?
is hot, hot, hot.
I've
Hey,
never
that's
thought of
right. We're
that.
live. Okay, let me shrink us down so I get one out. Which room are you in? And I'll take the other. Are you in?
I'm going back and forth. So
Oh,
probably
okay.
mainly YouTube, since that's where everybody tends to stay.
Okay. Let me hit reloaded so I can find out where we are. And there we go. Live now. Yay. Okay, there's
So
that
did
one. And
you wanna do the
I,
daily hello?
I can. Sure. Let me slide on over here. Of course, my dear. I love doing the daily hellos. Where am I getting echo from? Ah, that's where I are getting echo from. I forgot to push that button. That's why when you asked me a question, I answered it twice. I was going in my head, didn't I just say yes? Maybe it's deja vu. I can't tell whether I'm coming or going or left yet.
No, well, I'm like that 24/7, so you know.
No, you've got it all together and styling.
Oh,
I read your blogs whenever ever you write. When you are very very articulate, I'm amazed.
yeah,
Me,
but
I can't string three reads together, right? Three words together to come up with
whatever,
rubber
you do
baby
a really
buggy
good job
bumpers.
with it.
It's not. All right, let me do this daily hello for our friends. I got to bring it up so we can have background noise. Good evening, Mojo 50. It's your afternoon hello. Happy Saturday, everybody. It's the 66th day with 300 remaining, or it's the 67th day with 299 remaining. We were discussing that earlier. Today is National Flapjack Day. And as we all know, flapjacks kept the pioneers fed crossing the prairie to discover the new lands. west of the Mississippi River. It's also National Be Heard Day. That's exactly what we're doing. We are being heard. Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great day. It's also National Cereal Day. So grab you a bowl, a big O spoon, and your favorite cereal, and just drown it in some milk and go for it. It's also National Crown Roast of Pork Day. And that one I had to look up. What you do is you take a pork loin with the ribs still attached. Now, Holly and Pat can verify this for me. So when you have them strung out like that, you pull it up together and roll them together, tie the top together with some twine so that when it's all rolled up, it looks like a crown. Throw it in the oven, bake it so it's golden, delicious brown. Take it out and you put those little like mutton chop feet things on top of it to make it look party. I tried to catch some fog and I missed. It just passed right over my fingers. Hope it's a great evening, everybody.
That's funny.
Those are so much fun to do. I don't write them. I'm sorry. If anybody's upset, out of shape, out of whack, I don't write them. I just, well, read them.
They're funny just the same. Corny funny, but funny.
Well, see, that's the nice thing about having video. They can see that they're, I mean, they can see me. Yeah, exactly. That's the reaction they get. Okay, so we're only live over on the tubes of you, yes?
Hmm.
Okay, okay.
I
Hi,
posted a
everybody.
link everywhere else. So if y'all want to talk
Hello,
to us
my friend.
live, we're on YouTube. The rest of them are just links taking you to YouTube. So yeah, I got to hang out with Squim Squam and Jilly Bean and Rusty and Judy today.
Man, that is just so cool. Brings
Yeah, they were in town. They actually they went to a concert last night,
ooh,
and they had to meet with someone with their work today, and so we went and had a late lunch, early dinner. What is that called? Dinner, what people call it.
brunch, dinner. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and yeah, and when I left them, they were bowling, the four of them.
You didn't stay to
No,
bounce gutter balls with them?
I wasn't feeling very good. Yeah, I was
Oh,
yeah, I needed to come home and take something. My back was hurting. Uh,
oh, you poor thing.
well, I think I'm getting a kidney infection or coronavirus, one of the two. But you know,
I'm sure it's just a coronavirus.
yeah. So, so I wanted to come home and take something so my back pain would go away and get ready for the show. So,
Oh, the shows are always great. You do phenomenal content. It's just
I was trying to talk them into coming to Kentucky.
so now. If I remember right, they live in St. Louis, do they not?
Hmm.
So I wonder if they drove by me to get there, or if they went down 55 to 40 and then cut
Um,
left to you, or I
I
wonder how they do
honestly,
it.
I'm not really sure. I'm thinking that they're going 75 out of here, so I'm not. I'm not sure. They
But
may
see,
go
and that's
up and
weird
then
because
go.
75 is way east.
Well, I know
You know, when I
75 goes
if I
up and then
go
it
to
splits, and goes across Tennessee towards the west. So,
right.
and I think 75 keeps going up. So,
See, now I know when I go
hopefully,
down to Dahlonega, that's one of the places I go and play in the dirt at. Is
like.
we cut out 40 to 75 and then cut south, and it's like cruise through Atlanta, and then you get about an hour the other side of Atlanta and go that away for about 45 minutes or so, and boom.
Yeah, I'm about 30 minutes from Dahlonega, give or take traffic and all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes,
Hmm.
we will be doing shows live together.
I think it'd be fun. Go dig and see if we can get some gold.
Oh, darling, there's no doubt about it. Although the Dahlonega area. Now Grissom's mine, we go get a scoop and run it through the trommel, no problems. We get pickers out of that, no problem. And I don't mean
Hmm.
nose or boogers or berries for that matter. But
The last time I did that, my son rented a cabin in Blue Ridge, which is basically Dahlonega is right around Blue Ridge.
okay,
I can't think something. Tola's Fall or something is there. Um, and we went to this little place, and it was, I don't know, it was kind of a little. It didn't.
like a
It didn't.
roadside UPAN place.
Yeah, something. Yeah, I didn't find anything. Let's just say.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So you have been taught how to pan then. You have learned.
Well, I mean, I know you're supposed to take the thing and you're supposed to run it through water, and
Okay.
you know that's
Put it
the
this
gist
way.
of it. Who knows? My gold might have
I
floated
taught my
away.
nephew. We went down to Pigeon Forge. Well, he was down there with his fiance at the time and family. And
Hmm.
then I met him down there the weekend. They went down for the whole week, and I met up with him on the weekend. I normally keep mining equipment in the back of the car.
Oh, you
So
have
we
your
found this little
own
swimming
equipment.
hole where everybody was playing and showed him where to dig, how to dig. He still carries the gold that he found while he was in the Pigeon Forge. Yeah, it can be done.
Yeah, maybe
I
I
can
should.
teach you.
Yeah,
Don't
maybe
you
I
love
should
that
not
Southern
hold my
speak
mouth right.
use?
Maybe you think I'm just like not tilting everything right, or
It could be all in the
I
hand
was
action
I was told to
because you
scoop.
swirl it.
Well, I was told to scoop up some dirt and put it in and it was the
A
things that
pan
we were using were like these square things,
is still a pan,
and
whether it's square,
sit
round,
there and
rectangular,
then
oblong.
yeah, and then run it through the water and kind of
Swizzle it around. See,
yeah.
gold is 19 times heavier than water. So what you do is you get a big pile of dirt in your pan, you submerge it in water, and then you liquefy that mud and whatever it is you're panning, whether it's a sand or whether it's dirt, whatever. You get that all loosened up. All that water is just flowing through it. That's what
Mhm.
happens, like in Southern California, for example. A really big earthquake. Same thing happened in San Francisco when all the roads collapsed. It shakes so much that the soil actually liquefies, it separates. Water
Wow.
gets interspersed with everything, and the heavier falls to the bottom. That's what you want when you pan for gold. You get
Hmm.
everything loosened up, swizzle it around real good, and keep it all nice and jostled. And all that heavy gold, because it's real heavy, will fall to the bottom. And all the little light stuff, the rocks and gravels that you don't want, just go washing off the top. It's
Very
fun. What
interesting.
I always do is I teach people. I take a bag of, I have it here at the house. It's just good old fashioned play sand. It's been panned about 50 times. It's all good, clean dirt. And I'll put 4 BBs in there. And you keep panning it until all you have left are those 4 BBs. When you constantly find those 4 BBs, then
Mm-hmm.
I can give you a bag of dirt with real gold in it, and you can find that.
Oh, okay.
So
So
you must
that's the
practice.
BBs are more or less fool's gold.
It's just a training tool that I use because they're heavier, right?
Right.
So when you're swizzling it in this real light sand, they fall to the bottom easily. It's just
Yeah.
a way to practice.
Well, they just kind of point you in the area. You give them your money, and they point you over there and tell you kind of just scoop it up and put it in, and da 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 da, and then they're gone.
And it's real close to you guys, or how far away was this that you guys did this?
About like Delana go, about 45 minutes. So
Ooh, let's go back.
30, 30, 45 minutes, somewhere around there. And yeah.
Oh, I will have you. And one of the mines there in Delania, they have these big troughs where people come and pan. They give you, here's a pan full of dirt, see what you can find. Well, people aren't good. I'm good. I go through and dig all that loose dirt that's in that thing. I get tons and tons and tons of gold. Oh, it's so
Well,
much fun.
maybe I scooped the wrong stuff. I don't know.
No, 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 no. I'm sure you're scooping the right stuff. It's all in the hand action. It really is. It really, really is. I'll be happy to
Need
teach you
to
guys.
learn
It's
some more
fun.
hand action.
A lot of times during the winter, I will order gold, like from Grissom's Gold Mine or
Yeah, no, I heard you
the other
talking
one
about
that I
that one
camp
day.
out. There's a real
They
good
would
one
give
down there
more.
that you can camp out. Yeah, CJ. Oh darn! I have their card in the other room. Number
You
four
know
is
where
right
I
there
want
by
to
the
go
river.
though. You know, up by your house. What are those caves called?
Mammoth Cave.
Yes, we went there
Yeah,
one
it's
time.
only an hour north of me. There's Mammoth Cave. There's a Crystal Cave, or at least Horse Cave for sure. And then as you go
We
down the
went
road,
Mammoth
you see different caves listed. Well, just right down the street, you know how we're talking about a bunch of us, and you're coming too, I believe, to the Tie Dye Festival. Uh, Bell Witch Cave is
Yes,
if we go from the farm down to Mystery City, we go right by Bell
'cause
Witch.
that's Bellwitch is in Clarksville, right?
No, it's in Adams, Tennessee.
Adams, yeah. See, that's where
That's
my ex in laws live in Adams. They have a
right.
bunch of tobacco farms that cross over into Kentucky. And
That I know
I
about.
remember I think we went to Bellwitch Caves. I'm not sure if we went in it. And I know we went to Mammoth Caves and went inside of Mammoth Caves. But
They
it's
just
been 30 something years.
3, 4 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I guess that would be 4 weeks. They found a megalodon inside
What's
Mammoth
that?
Cave. It's a prehistoric shark.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
that kind of shocked me. I didn't know we had any megalodons up this way. I've found, brachiopods, bryozoan. I found, some fossils,
You know,
little like
I've
horseshoe
heard stories
corals and
though.
whatnot.
I have heard stories that stuff like that kind of backs the biblical story about flooding the whole earth
Right.
because how else would we have gotten, you find shark bones and stuff in various
In
places.
Kansas, because at one time it was a sea.
Mm-hmm.
Where we have dirt now wasn't necessarily dirt always. Take the Himalaya mountains. There's seashell fossils on top of the
Exactly.
Himalayas that have, it was ocean crust at one time, but it's been uplifted
You know
from there.
that earth at one time, all the countries were actually one
One,
big,
right.
and they
Pangea,
slowly.
Pangea, and then Gowandaland, and then it broke up, and now we kind of have what we have now. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But that was, several millions of years ago.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Earth has been around approximately 4.6 million billion with B boys, or 6.4, 6.4, sorry,
But
math
it is
backwards.
interesting, when you find something like a shark in a cave, and you have to logically think, how did that
Well,
get there?
Kansas, flat. They grow corn, they probably grow wheat too. I know hemp grows wild because I've been in it. Whew, talk about headache. Oh, God, that's bad. You didn't drive into a big old pot patch, trust me. Oh, we thought we did, but no, 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 it wasn't. It was not at all. But we thought so. But it has megalodon teeth, big ones. I mean,
Hmm.
big, 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 big teeth.
I
We're
think that
talking,
stuff's
you
interesting.
know, 20 foot, 30 foot long fishies.
Hmm. Well,
Excuse me while
they
I
claim
spread the
that.
coronavirus here on the seashore.
Let's see, where is it that they? Do, do, do,
I
do.
don't know. This is your story. Where? What? Whom?
uh,
Uh,
where they think that they
oh, we're
found.
talking about doctors.
Hmm.
I don't know. You went, ah. I thought you were
Mount Ararat.
okay.
You know
That's
they
in Iran, Iraq, over in that part of the country.
and they found it. They're
Yeah,
saying it's close to the top of the mountain is where they say that they found Noah's Ark at.
yeah, they've been saying that for quite some years, but the Ayatollah won't let anybody go look. And if it is there, I'm sure he's destroyed it because they tend to destroy anything that has any kind of Christian validity to it.
Yeah,
Any
exactly.
of the stories that have any kind of
Let's see if I can pull
Judeo-Christian
this up.
significance, they destroy monuments frequently from ancient Egypt, from Samaria. Hey, we got bodies. Sex. What's up, buddy? Rocky. Hi, honey. How you doing, darling? Hey, we got bods in the room. We have bodies in the room.
Hi,
Hey,
everybody.
how's the coronavirus? Hola, I should say hey to everybody. I, oh, darn it, I'm bad. I'm
Let's
not
see.
smart enough to be able to type without looking at what I'm typing. So I frequently type on the keyboard a whole paragraph, look up and go, I didn't have it clicked there. What was it I just said? Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Hola, friends.
Okay, let's see.
I hope
This
everybody's having
is
his
what this is what they have.
where.
Uh, so that is supposedly that's supposed to be at Mount Ararat. So that is what they're saying that the that is the ark.
Uh, that looks like a geologic formation, not a wooden structure.
That's what they're trying to say though. They've got everything pointed out like the little rib
The
timbers.
front, the rear,
I'm
the
assuming
rib
these
timbers.
people
But see,
looked at
those
it
look
up
like
close.
rocks. Everybody that Jamie
It
is. Can everybody see this?
it does look like rocks, but like I said, they must have looked at it up close because they were pointing out things that look like they're saying it
Because
looks like the
those are
rib and timbers.
definitely
And they
those are
said the
rock
length
shapes.
of
That's
it.
rock shape.
The
From the
length of
pictures
it
that I
from
had seen from Ararat, it was actually like what you would expect
well, there was
to
another
have been built.
picture. Let me see. Because there was another picture that had. Okay, so is this? This is probably
Yeah,
what.
no, that's now see this one here. That's boat down here. The bottom one. That's definitely boat. But those others,
So
yeah,
you
no,
think this one?
that's.
But let me look at this one.
Can everybody see this? We're pointing at this here boat.
So see that? That's what we were looking at, but that's.
Yeah, that still looks no. That looks geologic to me.
So you
Yeah,
think
see,
it's.
looking at it from here, if it's the same picture, the second one down, that's dirt. Now
Yeah.
that's a boat there, the one you're on.
But I don't know. I don't know if that's actually. That
That's what
doesn't
I
look.
would expect it to look like. And
Doesn't
everybody
look
that
enough.
can see this, can everybody see this, or is it just you and I that are share screensies?
Everybody can see it if they're looking at the video.
Okay. Yeah, see now that with this guy's head on it where it says one man's, that to me that still looks like rock. I'm sorry. All right, let me options and kick this down to size, exhibit full, and leave you small, so I can
Okay.
lean over here and see what they're saying in the room. Yes, we see it. Yay! Jamie's making me crazy. Oh, dizzy. Yeah, drive too fast, girl. Yeah, now don't you guys agree that that top center picture looks whoops was did anyway, okay, that one there on the right. Never mind.
Which one?
I don't I
Right here?
I don't where are we? No. It was ones were up. It's like the one that we have on the very right where it's looking over from the house.
Right here?
Yeah, right. Exactly. That one. See that looks geologic. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm trying to
Okay, I'm glad
figure out.
everybody could see. Too cool. Now
But you
that
got
one
to
in the
remember how
middle,
many years ago, and I think they're going by the actual measurement from the tip to the
so
end.
they
The
they're
exact measurements
using
that the
that
Bible
as
gives.
an example of how many cubics it should be, or how many cubics they think it
According
is.
to the Bible, how many? See, that's what this one.
Because I know Bill Cosby described it pretty well. Matter of fact, I have that anytime you want it. See, that one looks geologic to me. That
Yeah.
second one in the middle, those two in the middle and top. Yeah.
Uh,
There were pictures out of the 70s, 80s. Anybody remember? Oh God, you guys are all young. Timmy might remember. I want to say like 78, 79, maybe 82ish. They thought they had found actual timbers of Noah's Ark on a mountain in Iran. I don't remember for sure if it was Ararat itself. That's what everybody's speculating.
well, that's where they're claiming. So
Correct.
I I mean, like I said, they're going by the biblical
Dimensions
measurement
that they speculate that it should be from what they've discerned from the
from what the
writings.
Bible says,
Right.
and that one that I showed first has the exact measurements, and I'm assuming, like I said, that they actually have walked up to it and looked at it, and they're saying that the sides are wooden. So,
Well, maybe it is.
so I don't know.
All I'm doing is looking at a computer
Well,
screen.
yeah, it's hard to tell on the picture, you know.
I think that would probably squish between your toes, six.
Hmm.
That's funny.
So anyway,
Yes, my dear.
so I was reading a thing about how they are finally trying to pass a law about the sanctuary cities. Uh, they, I think I'm not sure because they didn't mention California. They only mentioned New York in the article, but they've taken it to the federal court, and the federal court, if I understood correctly, the federal court is behind it. So, uh, the second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Manhattan ruled in favor of the administration and said that cutting funds to the city or to, I guess, the town or wherever it is that they're doing sanctuary
The
cities in New York,
municipality, right?
that it is valid for them to do that. So I think it next goes to the Supreme Court, I guess, for finalization of it.
That would
So
make sense.
yeah, which is a good thing. They need to. They need if they're taking funds from the government, then they need to be upholding the federal laws. And illegal is
Well,
illegal.
with along those same token, um, Montgomery County, Tennessee, and from what I was told, Todd County too, the county I'm in Kentucky, are both going to be sanctuary counties for Second Amendment. So here's what
Well,
the
yeah.
article says. It says Montgomery County could become the 34th among Tennessee's 95 counties to
Mhm.
symbolically support protection of the Second Amendment right to bear arms if such resolution is formally adopted by the county commission Monday night. The momentum for the movement has been fueled by a bill before the state to do the same thing for the red flag laws that would
Mhm.
authorize through courts the issuance of extreme risk protection orders upon finding that a person possessed an imminent risk of harm if allowed to purchase or possess firearms. In
Well,
other words,
the one that
if
I was
somebody
talking
doesn't
about is,
like you, they can go, ah, he's a
yeah,
danger. He's going to
the
hurt
one
himself.
the one I was talking about is sanctuary illegal aliens.
Right. But see,
So
now
they're talking
that's
about
my question. Can
we got a difference
Can
there though,
counties
because
can you follow one without following the other?
Our Second Amendment though is that's given us
Shall
the
not
you
be
can't
infringed.
exactly. So for them to make sanctuary cities, they're protecting our Second Amendment right. If you have a sanctuary city where you're taking illegals and hiding them from the police or ICE or whoever, then that's against, they're breaking the law. Period. Plain and simple. They're
True.
breaking the law. They're here illegally, and that I should be allowed to collect them up and you
Oh,
know
they are in I believe it's in New York. They pissed, excuse me, they perturbed a whole bunch of people by doing just
uh,
that. I showed up at some court hearings and went, oh, hey, by the way, you're on my go home list. Come here,
I
Jose.
heard
You're
that.
going home now.
Yep, I heard about that, and the California whoever is in charge over there is not very happy about that because they violated their sanctuary law there. But in my opinion, their sanctuary law is not valid to begin with.
True. Well, now, if it's the governor that's got his nose out of shape bent, that would be one Gary Newsom,
Yeah,
if
I
memory
can't remember
serves
who it
right.
was, but I remembered reading about it. See, this is the whole thing for me. Okay, I did something totally stupid when I was younger. I mean, we're literally talking almost 40 years ago. Um,
You voted Democrat.
where me and my ex husband knew somebody had supposedly done something. And in the process, I mean, you gotta remember this was back in the 80s, and you didn't really run to the police. You didn't, you just kind of like, whatever. Um,
You went and slashed their
fact that,
tires. You put sugar in their gas tank.
oh
What'd you
no, it
do?
was way worse than that.
Oh, you
Um,
lit their house on fire and then shot them when they ran out.
I didn't do anything, but I knew that somebody had done something. And the police had to come to us. And in the process of all this, I ended up getting this thing which is called hindering the apprehension of a criminal. It is a law that is on the books.
In other words, you didn't spill your guts.
I didn't go to the police on my own and say, hey, this person said that they did this and yada, yada, yada. They had to come to us. Um, to me, if they're running a sanctuary city and they're hiding illegal aliens from ICE, they're not reporting them when they pick them up for crimes that they are doing or whatnot, then isn't that the same thing as what I actually ended up spending 3 years on probation because I basically didn't report somebody for something they did?
Exactly. So are you implying that there's double standards?
I
Well,
think
I
so.
don't know. Is Miss Hillary still walking around scot free after
Yeah.
Benghazi? After how many of her family's assistants have committed suicide by shooting themselves in the back of the head with
In
shotguns?
fact, somebody else just died just recently, and there's a connection to Hillary. I can't remember. It was some woman. I just saw that in passing the other day, and can't remember who, but there was a connection with Hillary. So there is a new person that is supposedly
Well, I
dead
know
to
there was
Hillary.
an investigator, I believe, in New York State that
It was a
was
woman.
in.
This was a woman, and she was apparently plowed down by a car.
Ah, this was a guy, and he was going to interview witnesses of supposedly Bill's uh, dalliances with youngins, and oops, he expired before he had the meeting. But that happens. It's
But yeah,
just like Monet's and Rembrandt's and Epstein. They all don't hang themselves.
I definitely think there is a double standard. I think that they think that they're way up here and we're all down here, and they don't seem to realize that they're supposed to be down here. They're working for us.
Oh,
We
yeah, they're
pay
supposed to be.
their salary.
Politicians are working for us.
And we were even talking earlier today, and Scram brought it up that years ago it was in Scram or Julie brought it up, but that years ago when our government first started, you got into government because you really felt strongly about something. You wanted to change something, not to get in here and stay for the rest of your life.
Well, you weren't paid much in those days.
Yeah.
It was an inconvenience to serve your country, but because of your patriotism, you bit the bullet, if you will, and served your country. Whereas now, I don't understand how you can make 100,000 a year before taxes, and after 2 years have $10 million in the bank.
I've
I don't
kind
get it.
of questioned that myself. Where's this money coming from?
The
And,
Federal
and
Reserve,
why? Why are these people making that much money?
because we allow them to, they forget that they are our representatives.
Hmm.
You are representing me. You do what I tell you to do. You don't tell me what you think I should do. It's reversed.
Exactly.
A good portion, in my opinion, a good majority of the politicians nowadays equate themselves to the French aristocracy back in the 1700s. You know, Marie and her fellow compatriots let the rest of the world eat cake. Well, no, it doesn't work that way. Look at Bloomberg when the individual said, "So you want to get rid of all these guns, yet you have people around you that have these same guns that you want to us
All of
to
them
get rid
do.
of. Are you more important than us?" And Bloomberg pretty much went, "Well, I make billions of dollars. I was the mayor. I have this. I have that." So he essentially said, "Yeah, you're a
Matter.
peon, and I'm the cock and a walk."
It's no different.
Well,
It's no
they
different
can be
than
fried.
they don't want us to put up a wall to keep out all these drugs and sex, underground sex people, and they don't want us to put up a wall to keep people out, but yet every one of them have walls around their houses. They have front doors that lock, and they have people with guns surrounding them.
24/7. Do as I tell you to do, not as I do.
It's ridiculous. I think they
Well,
all need to be fired. On top of the fact, if if they worked a regular job, not government job, but a regular job like most of us work, and you got to remember most of these people are what 70s, 80s. They would have already been forced out of their company by now. They
oh,
would have
considerably.
already forced them into retirement.
Well, I think, I think the 15 an hour jobs, I think
Mm-hmm.
everybody ought to get paid 15 an hour. Congressmen too.
Mm-hmm.
Not a hundred,
Definitely.
not 157. And for insurance, let's all sign them up for, Obamacare.
I'll guarantee
And
the only
if they
people that
like their health care, they can keep their health care, not just like nobody else got to.
but I guarantee you, if they only got 15 an hour or even 20 an hour, that half of them would have done dropped already and said, nope, I don't want this job.
Oh, of course.
And then the people who really want to do something to fix the country would be allowed to come in and work because it would be worth it to them.
Well, that sounds good in theory. Okay. When you go in as a new senator, you have a couple of people working for you, but there's already a senator's office from Maine, Zimbabwe, Hong Kong, wherever, already there. The people that have been working in that office for the last 25 years are going to do it their way, regardless of what you want. You're going to say, "Hey, Billy Bob, let's do this." And they're going to, "Well, sir, what we do is we do it like this, and then we give this to Tommy Sue over here, and then he'll give it to secretary, and then it'll go to this committee, and then you'll get, yeah."
Okay,
That's
I
the that's
found
the
I
problem.
found this, and I know it's a meme, but years in office. Biden, 44 years. Chuck Schumer, 38 years. Nancy Pelosi, 32 years.
Hmm. Most people retire after 20, 25 at the max.
I mean, it's ridiculous that these people are allowed to continue. I mean, hell, she gets up there and you think that she's drunk as shit and she's fucking with her teeth. Pardon my French, but doing her mumble jumble like she's trying to hold her teeth in and can't
And
get
she
her
hasn't
words
heard a
out.
fix it in.
Yeah, and I swear, I don't know. To me, she's either drunk or senile. And then Biden, to
I
me,
like Bite Me Biden.
listening to him talk reminds me of someone who is going into dementia. They're in the beginning stages of dementia, and to me, that should disqualify him from even running for
Well,
president.
that's the reason the DNC is running with creepy Uncle Joe is because they know he can't. He makes more gaffes than anybody I can think of. What was that guy? Johnny Carson.
Hmm.
He comes up with better one-liners. But Biden does. I mean, he's that's all. Whoops, thank you very much. He's out there in left field, Looney Tunes. He
Yeah, he doesn't know
definitely
where he is
needs to
half the
go
time.
the way of the dodo. I
Mhm.
mean, I feel sorry for his Secret Service. I've read articles from the Blaze. I believe it was from the Blaze. Don't sue me back in case I'm wrong. But I believe that's where I read he likes to swim every morning in the pool
I
in
heard that.
the all natural.
Yeah. I
I mean,
just,
what, dude? I'm 63. He's 8. Can you imagine how wrinkly and nasty that body? Oh, baby, here, let me show this off to this here young little female. Yeah, no.
yeah, I don't understand why he's even allowed to run. You can just tell. You can tell listening to him. He, to me, just by his speech alone, does not seem qualified to be the president.
Well, no, he was a vice president who didn't do much of nothing except get some prosecutors in the Ukraine file. That's about his only claim to fame that I can
And
think of.
have you heard him when he talks about that too? I'm the vice president. No, you're not the vice president. You're used to be the vice president.
Well, that's all right. Was it last week? He said, okay, everybody pick out the best Biden you like. I'm running for Senate. And it's like, yeah, no, I don't think you're running for Senate there, Joe. And it kind of reminds me of there used to be a TV show back in the, geez, when was it? 60s, 70s. Um, they had this hotel called the Shady Rest, and it was just right down the junction, Petticoat Junction.
Oh,
And they had
Petticoat
Uncle
Junction.
Joe
Yes, I love
who
that
was
show.
moving kind of slow there at the junction.
Yes.
Yeah, well, creepy Uncle Joe, he ain't moving real slow. He just kind of stuck at the junction. The junction between I ain't here no more
Yeah,
and now Corn Pop and me used to get down there with the rusted nasty chains. I'm like, okay,
I remember Petticoat Junction. I love that show.
that was a cute show. It definitely was. Oh, Sam Drucker and
That and
well,
Green Acres and
Steve was the pilot, the crop dusted pilot, delivered
now
Mr.
which
Haney and
one
Frank
came off
Ziffel.
which one came off of which one? Was it Petticoat Junction came off of Green Acres or did Green
Nope,
Acres come off
reversed.
of Petticoat? Was it? Okay.
Right.
Because I knew they came off of each other and occasionally on one show or the other you
Petticoat
would
Junction, and then Eddie Arnold and Zsa Zsa Gabor did the spinoff for Green Acres. At least as I remember, it was Zsa Zsa Gabor.
yeah, it was
Hello, Queen Slatina. Am I saying that right?
what?
Slatina? I hate being blind.
Ah, me too.
Hi, Queen Broadcasting.
Queen Slatina Broadcasting. Hi, Slatina.
Man, I
Welcome
am
to the
not going to say
show.
that fast 10 times, even if you paid me. No,
Oh,
ma'am.
yes,
Ain't going to does it.
definitely. Definitely. Yes.
That's
But
worse
no,
than saying
I
I slit the sheets and the sheet slit me. Slit was the sheet that was slit by me.
I love those old shows. Green Acres used to crack me up.
It was good. I
Cha-cha.
like that one. Green
Yeah.
Acres was funny with Arnold the pig,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
Mr. Ziffel. Oh, Mr.
Speaking
Haney
of
saw you the
Hollywood,
shoes
though,
right out from underneath your feet.
so did you hear the story that Corey Feldman he has apparently made a documentary, and that documentary it's not coming out public. It's you have to pay basically to see it,
Right,
but
it's going to be
it's
like some sort of pay per view on Netflix.
well, yeah, exactly. And the interview that I saw, he wrote a book a few years back, and he didn't name the names. There were six people. He did not name them. He put pseudonyms in for them. The documentary, as he put it, all six names are named.
Uh huh. So, do we have any, previews of who was diddling no?
Nope. I don't think that it's. I don't think it's tied into what was his name, Goldstein, or what,
Weinstein?
Harvey
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 Weinstein? Yeah, I think
Weinstein.
he
Yeah, I
predominantly liked women.
I don't think it was tied into him, though I'm sure some of the people are probably, there's connection somewhere. But, I'm kind of questioning.
Oh,
Um,
you poor thing. I don't know how you look with short hair. I don't think you'll make a good Bruce Jenner, but I'm sorry that you're questioning.
but, okay, that Corey Feldman had a close relationship with Michael Jackson. And you also know that there were two guys that came out a few years ago and did I think it was like a three-part thing on Michael Jackson. Uh, Basically coming out and saying that he did molest them. Gave very
That Neverland
detailed.
series, is that what you're referring to?
What was it?
Neverland, I believe
Yes,
was a series.
yes. It was. I think it was on Hulu, and it was like well, it was on Hulu, but I think it was part of Showtime or HBO, one of the two, and you had to get the extension to watch them. So I watched that, and I've never really been a big fan of Michael Jackson anyway, but I mean it made total sense. But knowing that he was very, very close, I mean, if you look back at a lot of the movies that he did during that time, one of my favorites actually is a movie called Dream a Little Dream, and it has him and Corey, the other Corey. And there's a dance scene in one of them where he literally looks like Michael Jackson's twin. Has the hair, the longer hair
Right.
with the black
And
hat and the braid, and the red socks with the black shoes and the pants that were kind of high and stuff like that. And does a lot of Michael Jackson's moves and whatnot in it. Now I'm
it's
kind of
HBO.
wondering: is Michael Jackson going to be one of the people who is brought out in this
From
documentary?
everything Corey has said so far that I've heard, no. He's
Well, that's what I'm
emphatically
saying.
said that Mikey never messed with him.
I'm just wondering though. I wonder if that wasn't just his defensive thing, keeping it quiet. Now he's ready to accept that, and because it's funny because even up until years not too long ago, he still had that Michael Jackson look about him. And when I saw him on this interview, it's like the hair is cut off. He looks more Corey Feldman now. So I don't know. What is that thing they say when like women that are abused get it? It's some kind of
Stockholm
syndrome.
syndrome.
Yes. So I'm wondering if up until this time of the other Corey dying and him having to come to terms with everything, if maybe that wasn't what was going on all that time, and now he's finally decided to. I don't know. I mean,
It
I'm
could be.
assuming what's.
Hard to say. Is it all hype?
I
Don't
don't
know.
know.
Is he going to
I don't
name
know.
names? I
He
heard
supposedly in the
that, what was
documentary
his
named
name?
all eight.
Was it Stephen King? Came out and said, "Yeah, don't do it, kid." I believe
Yeah,
that was Stephen King that came out and said, for Corey not to do the special that he wanted to.
yeah. He had a
Uh,
hard time. People were pulling their back
Back in
and
the
stuff.
day, it's like, all that, whatever happened was hidden and buried. Now it's the Pound Me Too movement and everything's out in the open in front of everybody. I know there was a bunch of accusations against Scott Bio too
But
that
yeah,
have
yeah,
turned out to be not quite so accurate as the stories that Chicky was saying,
yeah. He
you
has
know.
some issues with his ex too, and a bunch of people kind of team up against him. I'm actually following him on Twitter. Um,
He follows me
but
actually.
does he?
Yeah,
He may be following me. I don't know. I haven't looked.
I don't see him behind you.
But yeah, I know a lot of Scott Baio's stuff was stuff relating to his ex-wife, her accusing him of various different things, and I don't know. I
Isn't
mean,
it amazing what people will do for money?
it's kind of like the thing which is a future episode coming when Michael Ruff is ready to do it with me, but uh, we're going to talk about abuse and how women are just as abusive as men are in the reference to the oh darn it, what's his name that plays the pirate, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is having issues with his ex-girlfriend accusing him of abuse, where he has her on video and all these
Oh,
other
Sarah, okay.
things, abusing herself and screaming and yelling, verbally abusing him and all that kind of stuff. So that's something I had talked to. I finally found someone who was willing to do that with me, and Michael Ruff are gonna do an episode on that in the future. But I don't know. I mean, it's hard. It's really hard, especially in today's time. If you don't have video proof or audio proof or whatnot, it's really hard to prove a lot of things. Um,
And
so,
accusations will get you fried in a heartbeat.
well, there's too many people out there that are literally willing to point the finger and lie, and just to get revenge on people. Where I think that we've let it go to the point where people think it's safe to do that now. We're used to, you would be severely punished for doing something like that, lying about another person, especially when it came to something court
You
wise.
should. Stephen and Dylan were talking about that a week or so ago, and they kind of were talking about the conclusion. It's like, okay, what's the maximum punishment for what it is they accused you of? And then that should be visited upon the individual that was doing the fabricating of the story.
Well, I think that they need to start buckling down on this stuff. I think that people need to start paying for their lies. If you want to point your finger at
You,
someone and it comes back to find out that you made it up and you lied about it, and you know it's been
regardless of where they
proven.
are, politicians especially. Look at
Well, I
look
mean
at
anybody.
Adam Schiff for brains. Well, he said on this phone. No, he didn't say any of what you said. He said.
Hmm.
I hate. He said. She said. He said. She said. Said. He
That's
said.
all it is
Oh,
anymore. That's what it pretty much boils down to. He said, she said, and
precisely.
it's you
They should
know
be hung by the short hairs and
which
held
brings us
responsible.
which brings us back to the red flag law, where someone can get pissed off at you and say, oh, they have a gun and they threatened me, even though you didn't. And what's going to happen? They're going to jump on your guns and take them from you until you prove. Now, what happened to innocent until proven guilty?
Oh no, that's see, that used to be part of due process. We've done away with that.
See?
That's what's nice about the Common Core education system. They indoctrinate the youngins at a ripe early age. Okay, they're just about housebroke. Good. Let's tell them what to think now. So
Exactly.
they come home and say, mommy and daddy, you do this wrong. We should be doing it this way. Okay, kid.
Mhm.
Not.
But I mean, that's just a scary thought that someone can get mad at you because you offended them or looked at them in the wrong way. And next thing you know, you have someone knocking on your door. Excuse me, but we need to take your guns. I,
I've
that's
had a lot of people that I've talked to. See, now if I had any, I would just gladly give them to them if I had any. But tragically, I lost everything I had in a boating accident in Arizona while crossing the Mississippi River. I don't know. It was a fluke, giant wave that just capsized about the Alps. I don't know. They're all in the Gulf of Iran by now, someplace. I don't know. They stuck in the
maybe
Marianas
someone's been
Trench.
dug them up and cleaned them, and they've got them.
That's it. They no longer exist in this plane of existence. Had I ever had one, although I never did, but would I have had?
Well, we've got about 2 minutes left. Do you believe that? Oh, this went by pretty quick.
Oh my God. And we had all these great stories we were going to
I
talk
know.
about. We
Well,
talked
we got
about
next week.
everything at this show start. I think that's great. We just got we pulled
That's
it
why I
off
like
track.
it. That's the way I like it. But
That's the way, she likes it.
so are you going to be filling in for Mike anytime soon?
I am not certain if I get lucky, hopefully this upcoming weekend, but I can't swear to it.
But
Excuse
everybody
me.
can find you
Dr.
on
Glidden was
your.
back in this week. I know he was out of town last week, so I got to fill in. And you know
Well,
me,
everybody can.
I
Oh,
need to
and the
do
show
more
that me and you
babbling.
did, and the show that me and you did for Jen, we
True.
did
I
that Wednesday. If
seem
y'all didn't get
everybody
to hear
seemed to
it, you
really
need to
like
go
that one.
back. You need to go back and listen to it. It was pretty good actually.
You can find
Earworm
it on
Wednesday.
Spreaker. I think we did a real good job.
Yeah, and we want to wish Jen um, an awesome future, and I know we'll be seeing her at some point. She'll be back doing
Hopefully she'll
doing
be
what
at
she does
MotoCon
best.
with us.
Yeah. So, but y'all can find Leprechaun on his daily hello on MeWe
Yes, you
every
can.
morning.
It's right there, open page. All you got to do is just push the play button. Real difficult. I go into a lot more detail than those friends and family that get it in a text version. Only because
And
I
y'all know
don't
that
text
y'all
that much.
y'all can find me on Spreaker, YouTube, and Facebook. So we will see y'all next week.
Peace out, y'all. Have fun.